Welcome to Outtakes, featuring the right critic, the most must-see conservative film critic in the nation. You know, Ridley Scott tackles God and Moses with actually very pleasing results. And I'll tell you why tonight on Outtakes. Being in this game as long as I have, I think I can appreciate the dilemma that Ridley Scott experienced taking on this project. Hollywood is a strange, largely immoral town. Think Sodom and Gomorrah. It flatly rejects the concept of a benevolent God in favor of humanism. Further, it proceeds in great lengths to belittle and demean the concept of God and those who believe in him. It seems that the only religions that Hollywood embraces are those that run counter to Western culture. The occult, spiritualists, Scientologists, Muslims, and atheists will all receive favorable scripts in Tinseltown. So Scott, presenting one of the more powerful Bible stories with Exodus, Gods, and Kings, was faced with the task of presenting a religious tale while still appeasing the generally unreligious studios and PR firms. Well, in Exodus, Gods, and Kings, he succeeds, especially with some often very clever script writing by Adam Cooper.
What's the most important thing in your life?
You are.
Where would you rather be? And when will you leave me?
Technically, there's a rousing score by Alberto Iglesias. There's great cinematography by Dariusz Wolski, and some pretty amazing special effects by Neil Corbould, especially the parting of the Red Sea. But I must admit, I was a little bit disappointed with the Angel of Death sequence. I thought it would be a little bit more horrific, kind of like the ghosts that come out of the Ark of the Covenant at the final reel of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm looking for something like that.
Don't take this any further.
Don't take this any further. What?
Do not take this any further.
Are you quite sure about that? Get your hand off it or use it. Now.
Exodus, Gods, and Kings costs $140 million to make. It'll be tough for any biblical film to surpass that total domestically. If this film is to see considerable profit, I think it's going to depend most likely on the overseas box office. Well, just look at the hard time that director Darren Aronofsky had in trying to promote Noah.
We should concentrate our strength in the center.
You should concentrate yours on fighting.
Just leave the generalship to me.
Exodus, Gods, and Kings is an enjoyable movie. As one who believes that the film medium should differ from others, I found this to be an entertaining interpretation. You know, Exodus is a very long book, so many of the elements familiar to us are left on the editing room floor. And even at the ending, featuring the Ten Commandments, it's a bit rushed. And they had to do that in order to keep the movie at just over 2.5 hours. But despite these drawbacks, Exodus, Gods, and Kings is a good view. Those of us with knowledge of the Bible can readily fill in the missing elements. The rating for Exodus, Gods, and Kings is an 8 out of 10. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to watch a movie, but there is a right critic, and that would be me. And you can read my complete review of Exodus, Gods, and Kings, in which I'll make a comparison between this version and the Cecil B. DeMille version with Charlton Heston, and I'll explain why King Julian's philosophy appears in biblical terms. It's all on the official Outtakes website. Good evening, everyone.